Welcome back, everyone, to episode 9 of What's Next in Cars.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Rob. How are you?
Great. All right, let's dive in straight away because
busy day.
yeah, we have lots of stuff.
Week. Sorry, nothing. We have the Alpine A390 that has finally been revealed.
Well, it was about time. They were quite speculating about it.
Yeah,
So we're really
but
looking forward to it.
we've seen the A390 beta last year,
Yeah.
which was the concept, and it looks really similar.
Yeah, it's classic Alpine stuff.
Yeah,
The concept is pretty close to the
I
final car.
I really like them for doing that. So you're doing great. Alpine on
Kudos
that
to
part.
Alpine.
Yeah. But they don't call it an SUV.
What's it called?
They call it a sports fastback.
A sport, but it's not a fastback.
Yeah, it is because it has a sloping roof.
Yeah, okay, but then you can call every SUV coupe.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's all in the name.
It's marketing.
Yeah. Okay.
But we quite like the look of the car. It's very unique. It's in size similar to a Polestar 2. So you get a little bit of the reference of how big it is.
Okay, fine.
The top version has 470 horsepower and 808 newton meters of torque.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's a lot.
It's peppy. It's 3.9 to 100.
Solid.
So
solid.
It's the most powerful and fastest Alpine ever.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, and I think even like in the interior, it looks really cool.
Yeah, the interior looks good. Interior looks really good. It's like some stuff of the A290, but like with a bigger screen in the middle. But I like it. It's like this GDM style vibe I have. A bit like the
I really like this the steering wheel. Yeah, you're talking about Supra, right?
Yeah, Supra or the Yaris GR. You know, it has
true.
this
The cockpit is really
and steering wheel is straight from the A290, which is really cool.
Yeah,
it's
really great.
It's a good looking steering wheel with the overtake button. It's like F1 stuff, so it's fun. It looks good. And then with the central console straight from the A110.
I think it's a really cool car.
And apparently,
yes.
they're saying, I talked to the people of Alpine, it should drive. I told her I didn't believe her at first, but it should drive like an A110. Yeah.
Well,
so I told her.
How are they going to?
I don't know. I don't know.
To mask up the extra 1,100 kilos or whatever it's like.
I don't know.
Because this car weighs over 2,100 kilos.
Again, I don't know, but that's what she told me. So I'm quite curious to see what it will be like to drive it.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be very interesting. Yeah.
So just quick facts: it has 555 kilometers of range. It will do 190 kilowatt DC charging, so it means 15 to 80% in 25 minutes.
That's not.
Yeah, no, it's not
record-breaking stuff.
The range is good, but maybe the fast charging could be better. But
yeah, indeed, yeah.
I think we're both looking forward to this car to have a go in it, and
definitely
as well. Alpine, I think Alpine is going to launch a new car every year until 2030.
Well, the next one is the A310, I think.
No, the A110, the electric one.
Is that gonna be before the A310? You think?
Yeah, I believe so, because the A310 will be the longer wheelbase version
of that car.
Of that car, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't know, the A310 is like the 2+2 version of the A110.
Something like that. Yeah. True.
A bit to what maybe the Panamera was to the 911.
Yeah, no, because the 310 is still gonna be a 2-door car.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a 2-door car. So
I think it's
a very unique concept.
It's quite exciting, and we do have a little bit more Alpine news later on.
Okay.
So stay tuned. But now we're to Porsche.
Oof, the teaser.
Jesus, Porsche.
The teaser was pretty cool.
What are you doing to us?
They're cooking something.
So we've talked about it in an earlier podcast, where they're basically producing a road legal 963.
Which is already
it's a Le Mans hypercar.
Super cool stuff.
It's super cool stuff, and they've been doing this teaser with all the fabric there.
Well, the first one, for those who don't remember, was just the silhouette of the car, which completely
it doesn't say
the
anything,
hypercar, because you don't see anything. And this is like a teaser of all kind of details, and they use a real Porsche badge.
Yeah, it says like 963 RSP.
Yeah,
and the title on YouTube was The Road to Le Mans, which does hint at it's going to be road going.
and it will be.
And I'm super excited to see it.
Mm.
But in the YouTube video,
Of course,
that we're watching now, in the description it said one-off.
Yeah. So I just hope they
Porsche,
will
why?
receive such amount of, like blank checks.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
here it is, build it. I know at Pagani with the BC Roadster they did it.
Yeah.
Because
we've
they-
talked about that.
Yeah, they were just like, we want more cars, please build them. Here's money.
Yeah.
So I hope people will do it. Just the same with Porsche, because we're waiting for another hypercar. You know.
True. And I believe if they could do this as a one-off and be road legal, then it could
What's
be
holding you
released
back,
next.
you know?
It could be released next year.
Mhm.
That's what I think,
But-
or maybe 2027 at the best, and then you're
Yeah.
within the same time frame as like the F80 or
Should be
the
perfect.
W1.
Yeah, it should be perfect. So yeah, we'll have to wait. And the video is black and white, so that's really annoying because you have no idea what colors will be used for the car. I'm like,
I do hope it's going to be a little bit more of an interesting color than what they're currently running on, because I really like the livery.
Yeah, but it's not very spectacular.
Yeah, and I hope they do one. They do some heritage ones at Le Mans this year again,
Oh, yeah, would be cool.
because
Would be cool.
I've seen the livery stay the same for 3 years and
Mhm.
should have a refresh.
It should be something different now. So yeah, reveal will be at Le Mans in what
2
is it now?
weeks.
2 weeks, huh?
2 weeks, very exciting. So next up is, it's not really news, but
It's kind of news. I think it's news. I think it's news.
yeah.
It's Matteo bought another car. It's kind of news. I think it's news.
So it's super funny because Mate, he's
One of the coolest guys
and
ever in the automotive.
if you're like, oh, this guy makes electric cars and he's bad.
Nope.
This guy is a real petrol head through and through, because he
Mhm.
posted this video on Instagram saying, oh look, I bought a Golf, and it's not just a Golf, it's an R32 which has the VR6 in it.
And that's a pretty bonkers car.
It's a really cool car. And meanwhile, he's building Bugattis and the fastest electric cars.
And he already has some pretty bunker cars, right? M5 E39,
Yeah.
M3 E46.
E46, yeah.
What's some more stuff he has?
I know, and I think he said that once or someone else did, but every car that they work with Rimac,
Okay.
he buys one of the cars, or he asks to get one of the cars. I don't know
Huh?
what it is.
Really?
So every car that they have their like electric engines in, or they do development with, yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
so
Yeah, but
it should track that he has he's on order to have a Valkyrie.
yeah, because Koenigsegg also worked with him.
Yeah.
For stuff. So
I don't know exactly how it works, but that's what I've heard.
okay.
But he has, and he was lyrical about the car.
About the Golf.
Yeah, about the Golf.
Yeah, makes sense. It's super cool thing.
Yeah. He
And
just
you don't
said
see them anymore. It's quite
no.
super special.
He just said the infotainment is crap, so I should do like a resto mod on it. It's a 2005.
It's old. Yeah,
It's a 2005 interior, so
But the styling on the outside is still quite up to date, I think.
it
The Golf 5
it has
still
aged
looks
quite
good.
Yeah.
Mhm. And those wheels and silver accents.
Yeah.
Is it a DSG or a manual? Because I know they were in
I
manual.
believe he bought a manual, but
Those are super exclusive. It's very hard to find.
yeah, okay, but it's the it's the guy who runs Bugatti and Rimac. I'm
Yeah,
sure
he will find one.
he will find one.
Now, a really cool piece of car.
Yeah.
We want more cars like this, Volkswagen. Please make them again. Honestly, that was peak Golf for me. Like
the
that
VR,
thing?
the VR6 cars.
So cool.
They're very cool.
Mm.
I do think like the Mark 7.5 was also really good.
It was a very pretty one. Yeah,
But they didn't have those crazy engines.
exactly. Yeah, the sound of that thing is mind-blowing cool.
Then on to some different news. I made this Photoshop with the help of computers.
All right.
But
Yeah.
this,
What's going on?
this is basically, it's BMW that the big, it's not rumor, but nothing is officially announced, that they are going to, in the next few years, they're going to pull all existing models into the Neue Klasse design.
Every model, like
Every
a 1
model.
Series to an X5 to.
Yep. Yeah, and so they're starting with the 5 Series. So the 5 Series the development is currently running around, and you can see that it has the Neue Klasse design
Well, I
face.
saw it on the internet somewhere. Like, I think it was some spy shots of an M5.
Yeah, M5, but also
With
just regular M5.
Yeah,
regular
but
5
with
series.
this new front end design, I was like, this is gonna be weird. I don't know.
It's super fast for their development. Like to have a facelift already of the 5 series.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know what it'll be like in the current range, because were the cars initially designed with the purpose of Neue Klasse?
I'm not sure, but I don't think it's going to look like the picture I've
Yeah,
made.
no, but it's gonna be weird, no?
I'm not sure. I think on a 5 series it could work, because I've seen some different photoshops from people who are
like on a 3 series, for example.
way
now.
more skilled. Yeah, but the 3 series is going to go to Neue Klasse, I think, next year or the year after. So
That soon already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe the X3 is launching this year, and then there's the 3 series next year.
X3 is end of this year.
Yeah, and
Sure.
G. The Neue Klasse 3 series should be next year.
Okay.
So
Honestly,
you are against it, but
I'm
I think
against it.
I think
I
it's
don't
a very
like it.
I think it's a very good strategy, because the Neue Klasse is supposed to be the next chapter for BMW. So that means you want to have all your cars with the same design language.
I know it makes sense, because the model range is so big today that you almost don't have a choice to do it like that, because otherwise it's going to be
It's
messy
going to take 10, 15 years
to do every single
Yeah.
model. Yeah, it makes sense, but not every model is going to be that pretty somehow, or just keep one model running a bit longer.
Can I ask you one thing?
Aye.
So, what model is already pretty?
At BMW,
Yeah,
I do like the
they
3.
could improve the X3.
I still like the 3 Series.
Yeah, the 3 series, but the 3 series is old.
It's a good product.
It's a good product. It's a very good product, but yeah,
And an X7 is cool though.
true. Yeah, but I mean,
I like the 2 Series.
there's
I like an M2 and an M3.
there's quite a few models that could benefit maybe from
Definitely.
Neue Klasse
Definitely
update,
with
so.
the bad feedback that people have about the current range of BMW cars. It's
X3.
yeah.
Actually, I find.
Are we talking about that later or not? About the bad X3, or I cannot trash it now?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna trash it. So yeah, you drove it.
I drove it. Yeah.
Review will be up soon, I think. But it was
whenever I get around to
horrible.
editing it.
All the videos or like voice notes I received from you were like, "This car is crap. It's shit. It's plastic everywhere."
No. Wait. Because you're twisting my words a little bit. I didn't say the full car is crap.
No, not the full car, but like the interior, the materials used inside, and stuff like that. And
it's
that's
definitely
where you spend most of your time, inside a car.
It's definitely going to be a very interesting review, because like the first half of the review, I'm like, oh, this, and this, blah blah, and then it goes like, but it drives so well.
Yeah, okay, fine.
It's like there's such a big difference between design and engineering at BMW right now.
It's completely going in a
Because
different direction.
If you sit in the car and you're driving it and you're just looking out of the window, it's such a good car. And then you look into the interior and you're like, and then you look at you step outside and you're like, oh, my eyes.
So that's why I'm very, very scared of this Neue Klasse thing, honestly. So let's see what it'll give.
It'll be interesting, because I'm not sure if it's going to be, or if that is design from the old designer, or if the new designer already has some influence in that.
Okay.
So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's gonna be wait and see, exactly. But talking about ugly BMWs, let's talk about pretty BMWs.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say it like just talk about other.
Honestly, I don't think it's that pretty, but it looks so.
Honestly, we have to go back to last week, where we said we were trashing BMW a bit for doing this reveal. BMW, we take our words back. We have to apologize now, because you've brought out beautiful pictures.
But you should launch a car not like you did Como. Just do it the normal old-fashioned way and launch it with all the specs and stuff.
Launch it at Como with all the other pictures and
specs.
Because it doesn't make sense to do like nobody cared about the launch now, the official launch. They were like, okay, we've seen the car.
Exactly. Yeah. So exactly. It was a bit lost in the the entire Como thing.
We'll repeat: 530 horsepower, rear-wheel drive only, automatic only as well.
That's a shame. But
every CS is like
I know.
650 Newton meters, 44 kilos lighter, which comes from a carbon bonnet, carbon trunk with the CSL ducktail. The CSL ducktail looks really cool in this picture.
It looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
And forged wheels, which is quite funny because M products before the M2, they used to have forged wheels as standard. Yeah. Now they don't.
And honestly, 44 kilograms on 1,700 kilos.
Isn't it? But it's more than they saved on the M3 CS Touring, right?
Yeah.
So
M3 Touring was not much at all.
Oh, and it has a new diffuser as well. I think it's a cool looking car.
It's a very cool looking car.
Especially in velvet blue.
Yeah, in velvet blue, the M2 CS is very, very cool. It looks bonkers. But it's quite expensive though. We searched for the price online, and honestly, I was like...
So I've heard in other markets it's like floating around the 100,000 euro mark, but then we looked onto the Belgian configurator and it starts at 116,000.
Which is insane because yesterday I asked for the price of an M3 Touring.
Yeah.
Fully spec'd in the...
Regular, not a CS, right?
Not a CS, a regular M3 Touring. Individual interior, special request color on the outside, 113,000.
Okay.
So it's very expensive. But this thing is gonna be mad, huh? To drive 530 horsepower in M2 bodywork is
still
crazy.
Like 40,000 euros less than an M3 CS, right?
Yeah, honestly, in my opinion, way overpriced. But that's again another topic. But
CS products are just like overly expensive. But I mean, if you're looking at M3 CS or M2?
Definitely M2 CS.
Yeah, M2 CS is the way to go because it's a lot cheaper. You get a lot of the same
components,
but more exciting in my opinion.
Definitely more exciting package.
Yeah. So
very cool product. Huh? Yeah. And how many are they're gonna build of this?
I didn't see anything official, but I've heard less than 2,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool because it's kind of a hot product, M2.
Yeah, it's a really good product.
And there's not any competition.
No, it's like RS3 or A45.
Yeah, but with this more extreme, radical kind of design, it's quite unique. So that's very cool.
Oh, and there's also there's not a lot of options. It's like the
ceramic brakes.
Ceramic brakes are an option, which are 9,000 euros, and then there's ultra track performance tires.
Wow.
They don't mention which tires they are, but I presume like a Cup 2R.
Yeah, no, because apparently they switch from tire depending
on... Or Pirelli, but Trofeo R.
No, I don't know why, but BMW always switches tires. For example, you can order, or a BMW dealership orders, 10 M3 Tourings.
Yeah.
They'll all have different tires.
Yeah, I know, but you can select your... Yeah, so...
Yeah, maybe there, depending on what's available, Cup 2 or P0. Get a Cup 2, it's a better tire.
Just look on the tire reviews. They're not sponsoring us, but tire reviews is very good. Just the website.
Okay.
Very cool. If you're nerdy into tires,
which you are, Beau.
A little bit. I like to do my research on what I buy. That's mainly the point. Okay, but next is a teaser. And it's
a cool one.
Teaser from
Bentley, the new Bentayga, because we've seen the Bentley range being updated this year or last year. New GT, new GTC, new Flying Spur, all with the same hybrid drivetrain. So
the Flying Spur one is a weird one to me because it still looks the same as the old one.
Exactly, but that's good. So it doesn't... I don't know, because I asked Bentley why they kept the styling, and they were like, yeah, it's still looking good, and it still has...
They were like, why not?
Yeah, and also because it doesn't have that sporty image of a GT, and with the GT and GTC, they really want to attract new, younger customers, so that's why the more sportier type of design, whereas the Flying Spur doesn't need it, so I don't think the Bentayga will be a big ass update.
Yeah, but I told you my vision about it. They should have did a redesign, not have it look like the new GTC, but have it redesigned and call it the Mulsanne.
Yeah, but that makes sense because now it's like floating between
Yep.
a Ghost, a Phantom, a Maybach somewhere. So they should step up their game again because I saw a Mulsanne yesterday. And I was like, wow,
such a cool car.
what a badass car. Ages really well too. So still looks great, beautiful interior. So yeah, but this Bentayga, probably gonna have the same. They're gonna ditch the W12. But they already did so. So V8 plug-in hybrid with probably like 700-ish, 800 horsepower, completely mad. And it also has a drift mode apparently, which I don't understand because why would you take your Bentayga to drift? I don't know. Maybe if you have like a few hectares of like just grass.
I guess what they saw is videos online from the new X3 M50 drifting, and they were like, we'll have a piece of that.
Maybe, yeah. Or like a video of some guy drifting a Rolls Royce in an English country. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty wild car. I think like this plug-in hybrid stuff it's gonna be the same powertrain as the Urus SE. You know,
it's going to be heavy.
It's gonna be very heavy, like 2 plus, almost 3 tons probably. But yeah, why not? It's a comfortable, luxurious SUV that you want to drive. I don't know, 1,000 kilometers at once.
Should do well in financial markets as well, which benefit from hybrids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the powertrain that we see in the Urus SE is really, really fast. It's an incredible piece of car.
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to the
Urus
too much.
Well, no, I drove the Urus SE and it's
really
crazy fast. It's
cool.
Crazy fast. Yeah, and it's pulls all the time.
The thing I just find weird is they did a redesign on the SE and the rest they left it as is.
Yeah, because the rest is dying, huh?
And it looks a little bit funny now.
Yeah, because you have the two running next to each other, but the rest is dying, so.
Rest in peace.
All right, but yeah, we'll see what when the full reveal will be quite soon, I think.
My guess would be
Goodwood.
Around Goodwood.
Yeah, something like that. So in a month, what is it? When is Goodwood?
2 months. Month and a half, I think. Yeah.
All right, next topic.
Alpine. There's rumors running around. Yeah, the A390 was unveiled in the factory, and so there was a lot of opportunity for journalists to like poke around with the stick. Like, is something new coming? And someone told us, or not us, but told the journalists that Alpine is planning to build a hypercar.
Okay, cool.
Or they call it a supercar, but it's going to be 1,000 horsepower. It's going to be probably a V6 hybrid, maybe a V8 hybrid, similar to what you can see in like SF90, Revuelto. So, and the engine at the back or in the middle.
V8 would be weird though.
Yeah, I'm saying
it's all
the engine isn't defined yet. It's not going to be a 4-cylinder, but I'm not sure where they're going to source a V6 from. But good question. Yeah, it's not going to be a V8. I'm just keeping it open. It could be a V12. Who knows? No, I think a V6 suits the Alpine as well. Also, with their Le Mans hypercar, it's also a V6. So
would make sense.
There's not too much about it. Should have 1,000 horsepower. That's why I call it a hypercar, because it's probably not going to be super mass production, so it'll be quite limited. And basically Alpine, they really want to push themselves further, being the sporty premium brand. And as we discussed all the time, if you want to have a good brand, you need a halo car. And
definitely.
As cool as the A110 is, and even the A110R Ultime, it's a super expensive car, but it's not a halo car. It's not something that, a small child is like, oh my god, I want to put a poster of this.
With this, you can do that.
Yeah. I posted a picture with the Alpine Glow because that looks the coolest thing that Alpine has made, but
still badass design.
It's probably not going to look like that. Just a heads up. It would be cool if it was similar to what the 8424 is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's see. And no news on that. It's all rumors.
Yeah, well, they're working on it, and that's also why. Now, sorry, let me track back. So Alpine stopped the development of their V6 F1 engines.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, we're not going to bother with the new regulations. Screw it. We're taking Mercedes engines. And now they have a lot of staff that needs a job.
Mm-hmm.
So, and instead of firing just everyone and be like,
Bye.
screw you in French, they put them to work and they're going to build a hypercar.
Oh, okay.
So it's a new the development center has been repurposed to build like Alpine road and track cars.
Fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Should come around 2028.
That's quite. It's not tomorrow, so we'll have time.
No, so
to talk about rumors.
We'll see some more details come here and there.
All right.
It's a cool car.
Very cool.
It's probably going to be cool because we don't know what it looks like. Okay, but next I have.
It's special? You told me.
I was like, I saw this coming in my inbox, and I was like, okay, cool. And I read the tagline, and let's see it first. It's the new Defender.
Huh?
And they were like, the tagline was like new bodywork design with new headlights, taillights. And I looked at it and was like,
honestly, man.
Honestly, Rob,
it looks.
Can you tell me what's different?
Wait. I think I see it. Yeah. Sorry, for the guys just listening on Spotify, I'm just watching the pictures now. I think next to the headlights, there's 2 extra LEDs.
No, they were there.
They were there.
But now,
no way.
But now, instead of like being a circular square, they're fully filled up.
Ah, okay. But on the taillights, I don't think
I'm going to show you.
What's on the taillights?
I have no clue.
Okay. They look really exactly the same. Or is the position maybe different a bit?
I can't see it.
I think it's the position. It looks
is it?
The gap is bigger. It's like definitely a few millimeters difference.
Honestly, I have no clue what this is about. I do believe that the vent below the headlights, I think there's a new light.
Yeah, it looks like something.
But it's like new bodywork design, and there's nothing in the bodywork that says anything to me that is new.
Okay.
So,
but is it just bodywork, or is there some mechanical like engine changes or
there's a few changes. So the D350 is the 6-cylinder diesel, and it's replacing the D300. So more power for the diesel.
Oh, cool.
Good. Or like diesels are. And then on the interior, can you spot the difference?
Wait. No.
It's a bigger screen. But
really?
But yeah,
it doesn't look much bigger.
No, to me it also doesn't look bigger. But they said it's a new and bigger screen.
Wow.
It's
okay.
It's very weird, and I think it's also.
But that's an update. I'm like, fine, it's
it's a nice screen, and they still have the buttons as well, which is really good because in the Range Rover,
thank you,
I hated that.
Yeah,
so, good on them. But it's a very weird release because there's not a lot of different. It does have now adaptive off-road cruise control as an option.
Wow, because that's something we will definitely use a lot.
No, but I was like, what is that like? And apparently how it works is it's quite cool.
Okay.
So you're driving off-road and the terrain differs from place to place.
Yeah.
And you can set a comfort level in the cruise control, and the car will speed up or slow down according to how rough the terrain is.
But why would you use that? It doesn't make any sense to use a cruise control on an off-road terrain.
I know, but if you're like on long
journeys,
long stretches through
the desert,
Africa or whatever, or in Asia, and you go from one surface to the other, and it gets a little bit rougher, it slows it down a little bit, and then when you're on much smoother roads again, it speeds up again.
Okay.
Honestly, I do understand your point with it being a little bit gimmicky, but I think it's quite cool as well.
Okay.
Because it just tailors to your comfort, and you don't have to worry too much about, then like,
I should drive somewhere in the desert to check it out.
Yeah, well, the what is it in Limburg?
Lamborghini.
They have a Sahara as well.
Ah, yeah, indeed, yeah, maybe, yeah. Or just go to the UK.
Not very impressive for the people who don't know.
20 square meters where there's a bit of sand.
And they call it the Sahara. Just Belgian things. No, but yeah, the Octa is still there. It has a few.
Cool.
They said it has a few new colors.
What colors? Or no idea.
This color is like a matte blue, which is really cool.
Matte is quite outdated, no? It's like
It's-
back
it's-
in 2010 it was cool. But
Honestly, I think it's like the only options that you have on an Octa.
only matte colors.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the beautiful metallic color?
I don't know what they're doing with the Range Rover Sport SV. If you're not going to like SV colors,
It's only matte.
There's not a lot of options on there
That's silly.
for such expensive cars because they're so expensive.
What? Yeah, I have no idea. What is it?
Octas and Range Rover Sports, they're like
170?
180,
Oh.
200. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Then I want a beautiful metallic color, please.
If you do want a V8 and you don't want to spend that much, now the Defender, the 5-liter V8 is still there, the supercharged one.
Cool.
But it's being detuned from 525 to 425 horsepower.
So 100 horsepower less.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't think it's something you're going to miss too much on the
Yeah,
car.
you just want the sound probably.
And the torque, the torque of the car
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the supercharger, and you just hold it at 3000, mash it, and it's like, yeah,
Okay. The whine of the
the whine
supercharger.
is
That's
so
cool.
nice. I love it.
And starting also with this update then.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you go onto the configurator, it's live. Yeah,
Then you have a
wouldn't
425.
you wouldn't be able to tell the difference from the car, but if the configurator is live. I think the car starts at 67,000 euros.
Oh, okay. That's
The base one.
sounds reasonable.
Sounds reasonable, yeah. So I'd say either get the D350, or if you don't care about fuel consumption, get the P4, the P425. Yeah. But getting an Octa, I mean, I'm not sure if it's
Well, we're driving one somewhere in...
somewhere
I don't know when. In summer?
Somewhere this summer, but it has changed a few times because it needed to go to events. So
Okay.
I'm not sure where it lands in the plan
Quite
right now.
quite curious to drive though.
I think it is a proper nuts car, and the videos I've seen on how fast it goes off road
It's
is
really nuts.
ridiculous. So probably a very cool car, but it's also very expensive.
Mm.
So next up is some more rumors.
All right.
Is that
More rumors are good.
like small details being released by people and not having anything like official.
Okay.
So Alfa Romeo, currently they're in a bit of a weird position because they've stopped production of the Giulia and Stelvio Quadrifoglio, but the Giulia and Stelvio are still running around.
Okay. Just the regular models.
Just the regular models.
Just the Q models have
Yeah.
been killed.
Yeah, they've been killed probably
Okay.
by emissions or something like that.
Mhm.
And then there's the Tonale or the toenail. I call it the toenail. And it's based on an old platform from Stellantis, and I don't really see that car getting a Quadrifoglio. And then there's also
probably not.
the Junior, and the Junior is also based on another Stellantis platform, an older one.
Mm.
And I also don't see that car getting a Quadrifoglio. So that's like
no.
what yeah, because Alfa Romeo is supposed to be the sporty brand within the whole Stellantis group, the sporty premium one. And it's like, yeah, but you don't have any sporty cars right now, especially with the Tonale.
It's not a sporty car. It's not a sporty car.
Have you driven one?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Might be a reason for that.
The steering feel is like,
Bus or?
no, it's dead.
Ah.
You know, Audi has like a very light and uncommunicative steering wheel mostly.
Audi?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a very unsporty steering.
Yeah.
It's what I
okay.
mean.
Yeah.
It's like less than that. From our sporty Italians down south. No, I don't get it.
Okay, so wait.
But
So
yes,
Alfa
so-
Romeo killed the Q division, and now
They
what?
they didn't kill it. They just stopped production on the Stelvio and Quadrifoglio, the Stelvio and Giulia Quadrifoglio.
Mm-hmm.
But they've said that the new Quadrifoglio models should still have combustion and electric power.
Okay, so we're patiently waiting for that then.
The next Giulia and Stelvio should be on a new Stellantis platform, which the Dodge Charger is currently also on.
Aye. Okay.
That
car isn't doing that fine. So
that car isn't doing that fine. So, but they have the potential is there.
the potential is there.
They have
Okay,
the opportunity to do something. They're
But
not sure.
first, wait. So
Sorry.
we have a Stelvio and a Giulia still in production. So first,
Those are going to.
those are going
Yeah.
to drop.
Yeah.
And then they'll have to introduce new Stelvio and new Giulia.
Yes.
And then they'll have to introduce the Q division again on those cars.
Yes, or maybe they'll do the both together like they did with the original ones.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Because they were like,
But and
here's everything we make.
and are there any expected dates for that? No.
I expect at least 2028 as well. So
Okay.
yes,
Then we'll have to be very patient. But those cars were brilliant. Both Stelvio and Giulia Q. Wow.
I've never driven a Stelvio Q,
Once. Yeah, just once.
but I've had a few days with a Giulia Q in winter with summer tires, with Pirelli summer tires.
Nice.
And like, damn. Honestly, I felt also...
Did you die?
Nearly. The car on multiple occasions tried to kill me. And the screwed up thing is that it had the optional Krapovic exhaust.
Nice.
And that only goes fully open if you put it into race mode.
Yeah, and then the traction control goes half.
No, the
it's
traction
full off?
It's all the way off. You're on your
Really?
own. So you either have the option of having like a cool soundtrack and dying, or having a muffled exhaust and living.
That's their driving modes. I don't get it. It's so stupid.
It's a bit restrictive. It's like the total it's the total opposite of what BMW does. BMW is like, yes, you can do everything if you want it, and you can have it from normal to sport to sport plus to track, and calm down, BMW.
And then Alfa Romeo is just like yes or no.
C. Exhaust C.
You die.
C.
All right, so yeah, we'll have to be patient for the next Q models.
Unsure what the engine is going to be like. Maybe something borrowed from Maserati, the Nettuno, but
Would be good. That's a good engine.
Honestly,
That's a good engine.
it should be a V6 again.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can all agree it should be a V6 again.
Yep. Put
But
some hybrid stuff in it. Why not?
if it could be just a V6, it should be just a V6. I think. No,
If possible, yeah.
If
If
possible,
Europe
yeah.
doesn't kill it, then should be fine.
So looking forward to that.
All right, next one.
We have some lower down news as well, because we still need to be sensible. We can't be talking about all
Hypercars and
the biggest things.
supercars.
So we have this.
What is this?
It's the Opel Frontera Gravel.
And it's
It's a
production or is it concept?
No,
or?
it's a concept they made.
Okay, thank God.
Why are you hating on it?
No, it looks funny, but it looks a bit weird.
It's made for the XS car night in Wörthersee.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Which it's quite cool, but it's funny to have Stellantis like roll on to the biggest Volkswagen meeting and like, here is our car.
I don't know why. Is it a compliment or not? But I have some Dacia vibes.
Really?
Yeah, with the headlights maybe. The headlights look really Dacia. Kind of.
Yeah, but I think the Frontera has been out longer, so. And
Really?
Yeah.
So the Duster is a copycat of the Frontera.
the Dacia logo is a copycat of the Lamborghini Aventador font. You never noticed?
No.
You should have like I'll put a picture up on here. I'll make sure to not forget it. But if you put the Dacia logo next to the Aventador logo, the font is like the same as.
Oh my God! I've never.
And on some of the cars, like the rear lights on the car, they look like the Aventador front lights. So they had like their whole brand is the inspiration for. Oh, the Aventador is like a really cool car, so we should do something about that.
They are not wrong about that.
That's true, but
Okay.
it's quite funny.
But tell us about this
sorry.
funky Frontera. So it's gonna be presented at Wörthersee.
No, it was presented. At
It was.
Wörthersee,
Okay.
Because I think it already happened. But
Okay.
it's
Okay.
basically a Frontera raised up with big chewy tires.
That's nice. Which
we
looks cool.
like.
A roof rack.
Roof rack, a big chewy tire up there as
I
well.
like
on
the
roof rack.
LED LEDs on it.
And
That's
the light
pretty
bars as well.
badass.
And I also like the ropes that go from the roof rack all the way to the hood.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's really
cool.
cool. And it has all these kind of orange accents, which I really like as well. It's a cool looking car.
It looks funky. I like it. It's like this mini Defender with the how do you call it? With the
with the Explorer pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, looks fun. Looks fun.
I do wonder, how are you going to get that big heavy tire from on top of that car?
But you won't. It's just for because it's street cred.
Just for posing, yeah.
Exactly.
Yo. Right now, there's not a all-wheel drive version of the Frontera, so I believe that they are like teasing to have like a 4x4.
Well, they should.
Yeah.
No.
I think this is what they're probably going to then bring down.
Okay.
Like, hey, we made this.
Opel will like this.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool, but I mean, I went to. I'm going to talk about this again. I went to China last year with the Chinese brands, and they are really pushing and like moving the game in the accessory business.
Ah, okay.
Like
it's stuff we like, and it's the personalization stuff that people really like.
People love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts. Like, I saw a video this week of the new JQ5 coming to Europe.
Okay.
And then it had like this backpack where you can put your cat in, and it was JQ branded.
Epic. Yeah.
It's silly.
It's silly, but
it's a silly product,
works.
but it works. And they had these at the event. They had these lights, so JQ branded and everything. Basically everything that was there was branded, and they are going to offer it to people as well.
Ah, cool.
So it's not just like, yeah, it's a freebie that you get on a launch. They really want to push this, this customization
I understand that
onto the people. So
Makes sense.
you can have your own car.
Makes sense. All right, cool.
That's most of the news we've had this week.
All right. What's up next?
Well, we just finished this, and you were like,
F1.
we should not talk about this. But I was like,
the race was boring until 10 laps from the end. Let's be honest.
yeah, the start was good, and then
50 laps
but basically not
of
much,
doing
not much happened.
sleeping. Yeah.
Ferrari not letting the cars swap again for like 5 laps.
Good call for that, guys.
Like, why? But they did, and then.
But then the safety car came back.
And
then things got messy.
Antonelli's engine said,
"Bye,
adios, choose."
Yeah, that was sad for the guy because it's like the second engine in.
It's the second mechanical trouble in 3 races, and it's his. He has 3 consecutive non-scoring races.
That's sad for the guy because
he's a good driver.
He's a good driver, yeah.
Yeah, and like if you had the onboard, it was like, and then
and done. Yeah, completely done.
And you hear that's terminal. That's not. Yeah.
So
that spiced it up.
Exactly. Then with the safety car for quite a few laps, I think.
Yeah, it was maybe a lap or two too long.
Yeah.
Everyone went into the pit. Everyone switched onto self tires.
And then
but
something.
Verstappen did not have any more tires left.
Yeah, but I don't know why the team didn't call him out. Like, we don't have any softs anymore. Just keep driving, and then he would start first behind the safety car. With the McLarens behind him, so he would have some more leverage, and then things got really, really messy with the restart.
He almost they put him on the hard tire, which is a really difficult tire, especially on a restart.
Yeah, and he was the only one on a hard tire.
Yeah, to get up to temperature, and he had this massive like twist of the back on the curb.
Yeah, in the last corner, just on the restart.
Jesus.
So
the
way he saved the car
on the front straight, on the front of the main straight, and
he managed to save it big though.
It's insane if you look at it. Like, the car starts moving, and before the car has fully turned sideways, he's already like full opposite lock.
Yeah,
like
and he continues to go like flat somehow. Yeah,
the way he just catches it, it almost feels unhuman.
Yeah, it's really fast.
It's like he expected it.
Mm-hmm. But still, But then he lost the position to Charles Leclerc.
Correct. Yeah.
Which was, not.
Which was expected because if you have
Charles was super close, so it was an easy move for him. But then with his buddy.
Russell dive bombed him, and.
Yeah, Russell pushed Verstappen out of the track.
Yeah, so that Verstappen was fed up with that.
Exactly. Didn't get a penalty.
No.
And then we have no idea what happened, but it was so weird. Like,
well, Red Bull said like, okay,
let him pass
because Russell was just alongside or ahead of you on the inside, and with the new racing rules being the way they are now, he had to give the position back. Yeah, and it's probably like flip a coin, yes or no. But I know the teams, they would like to be a little bit more conservative, and not have the penalty.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then I think Ferrari had the same with Gasly or something, or someone else.
Okay.
Where they just said like, Charles,
just let him pass.
just let him pass.
Exactly.
And, because it's not worth the penalty. But Verstappen didn't agree. Then, and then we're not sure what happened, because it looks like maybe he wanted to let him pass, or he just had an issue with the car.
Yeah,
because
no
he
idea what
slowed
happened.
down
Unnecessarily somehow. Or
between turn 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And then
he picks up speed again.
He picks up speed again, and Russell's there, and
on the outside, and he just smashes
into Russell. So we're not sure. It could be that he was like just fed up, and because Russell pushed him, he was like, "I'm going to push him as well."
Yeah, it was very
not the
thing to
fairest way,
see,
but it was entertaining to see.
And then he got hit by a 10-second penalty right after the race.
Which dropped him from P5
to P10.
Yeah,
so that's a really bummer.
Yeah.
And a real loss of points compared to McLaren. So
the McLaren won 2 again, so
exactly.
It's not looking too good for him.
No, and then unexpected Hülkenberg.
Oh my God!
Who did P6 or 7? No, P7.
Yeah, so the way it went is, I believe, a lot of the people who went to softs, they went to used softs.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So they had run a few laps on them, probably in free practice. And Hülkenberg still had a new set of softs.
I had a new set.
Yeah, so
smart.
Like compared to the other cars in front of him, he had like 4 or 5 laps newer softs.
Okay, yeah, then you're quicker.
And he made this move on Hamilton. I was like, what the hell? But Hamilton was really good in the first half of the race.
But then he really fell asleep somehow.
Yeah.
Couldn't catch up with anyone in front.
Yeah, because at the end of the race, he was like 1.5, nearly 2 seconds slower than Hülkenberg in front of him.
That's
so
a big gap.
I don't know what happened. It's a big gap. Yeah. I'm not sure what happened.
So at the end, it was quite entertaining.
It was quite a cool race. And honestly, Barcelona is a very cool
It's such a badass
track. Such a cool track.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I agree.
Especially in qualifying, if you saw the way the cars came out of the last corner, especially the McLaren, how hooked that was. It's like it's on rails.
Agree.
But
it was good.
We're probably going to have this track being sacrificed for the mud ring.
Ah, yeah, exactly. Which I don't understand.
No, I don't
at
understand
all.
as well. Money
doesn't make sense though. But
probably, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
All right. Next one.
Next one is still motorsport related because it's the 1st of June, which means it's the biggest endurance month ever.
Nice.
So if you don't know, this year we have the 24 hours of Le Mans. We have the Nürburgring 24 hours, and we have the Spa 24 hours in 3 consecutive weeks.
It's super cool.
It's
honestly, it's super cool. And we kick off then with Le Mans.
We kick off with Le Mans, I believe, yeah.
And then
Nordschleife, there's Nürburgring,
and then third week is Spa.
Yeah.
And Spa is also going to be epic because it's the largest GT plateau ever.
Yeah, it's like 73 or 74
it's
cars.
Insane.
It's
insane amount of cars that will participate.
They're all 3. They're really great events. I haven't been to the Nürburgring 24.
Never
it's
been.
a cool one to watch.
Never been. But because I think the track is just too big to just walk around a bit, you know. Spa you can walk around, Le Mans you can walk around a bit, but
and honestly, I still want to do this at least once. I think it's a super cool track to just like arrive on Friday night with your barbecue, and you just find a spot and you stay there all weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just laid back in your chair with some mates, making some sausages on the grill. I think that's a really cool thing. Just like because the 24 hours of Spa, for me, I really like to walk around the track a lot.
Then it's fun because you can easily walk around the track at Spa.
But I do think like if you just hang out with your mates at one place on the track as well, at Nordschleife, it could be a really fun weekend as well.
Makes sense, yeah. Yeah, we did Le Mans.
We did Le Mans
together
2 years ago. I did Le Mans last year as well.
Okay. Yeah, and then 24 Hours of Spa, I think I did the last 4 editions.
Yeah, we did Spa 24 last year
together
together as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've done it a lot as well, just on my own or with
And
some
it's
friends.
a fun. It's a fun race.
Yeah.
And
And
completely chaos most of the time too.
Jesus, last year was
Last year
during
was
the
chaos.
night. During the night,
So
Because
much happened.
we went up to the grandstand after we were finished with work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
we
was
sat there for
pouring down rain and everything. Yeah,
exactly. It was a complete mess.
But I mean,
But then during the nights,
honestly,
oh,
we can say that for all of these 3 races because
it's pure fun.
it's
Yeah, it's
pure chaos.
Yeah.
Like
And definitely Nürburgring will have some tough weather probably again at night.
But yeah, even Le Mans last year.
Le Mans was terrible.
Mans had like 4 or 5 hours under the safety car.
Yeah. Even the safety car had to refuel or just had to be changed.
It was the funniest thing because I couldn't stay until the checkered flag, so I drove back home because I had to catch a flight.
This guy is nuts.
And I listened to the commentary all night, and at one point it's like Anthony Davidson comes onto the radio and he's like, "Oh my God, there's a 4th safety car." And it's called Safety Car D.
Never been used before.
It's going to change with all the cars one by one, and then they're going to refuel. It's like, guys, you're getting way too excited by
a safety
a
car
safety
change.
car change.
That was but for the drivers too, that must have been horrible.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of drivers, they were cramping, and then the Lamborghini, there was water leaking into the car. And I think it was Kvyat at the time, and he just had something inside the cockpit, and he just plugged it was Grosjean.
He plugged it.
He plugged the hole so it just stopped leaking.
Awesome.
But
so yeah, it's gonna be
even 24 hours of Nürburgring. It was chaos because
complete
we
chaos.
had the fog there.
Yeah.
From
Super long, huh?
11 o'clock until it was the controversial one.
Yeah.
Where they were
they reduced the driving or they stopped the race before, no?
Yeah, they didn't race until the 24-hour mark because they were like, it's no point.
Exactly.
Which honestly I'm still a little bit pissed about, because then just drive under the safety car until the end.
Yeah.
Because
if it's a 24-hour race,
the weather was
24 hours.
The weather was slightly clearing up. It was never going to be as good to have green flag running.
Yeah, but still, just finish the 24-hour race. And people also buy to or want to be there, and then if they only see whatever. They see 4 hours less. It sucks.
That's why what Le Mans did last year was so good, because Le Mans did not stop the race.
They just kept on driving.
And it's actually a fun stat. There's never been a red flag at Le Mans. Never.
Huh?
They
That's
always keep the race running.
Epic.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's really cool.
It's really cool.
That's really cool. So yeah, it's gonna be a very cool month. I'm sorry to all the girlfriends.
Sorry.
We will be watching those races.
Yeah.
Maybe not everything.
I'm going to try to do the 24 hours of Le Mans fully.
I'll be at Spa, so that's cool. I'm at Spa.
Or if someone still wants to invite me to come to the 24 hours of Le Mans.
Or I'm sorry.
Sorry. I'm still available.
I don't know where I am.
But yeah, maybe I'll go to the 24 hours of Spa. I'm not sure yet.
No, I'll be there. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna watch it for sure.
And I do think we have to plan the 24 hours of Nürburgring once with a few friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like have a full weekend of doing nothing.
And just barbecue and beers.
Yes. Should be cool.
All right, top.
Okay,
top.
That's mostly all the news wrapped up, and I have a final topic.
A new topic.
A new topic.
Okay.
It's,
aye.
and you'll love this. It's car conspiracies.
I like that. That sounds cool. Okay, I have this nice Illuminati sign. It's good.
Yeah, of course, because what conspiracy would it be without an Illuminati?
Makes sense, though.
No,
I don't trust them, though.
But my first topic, we can go into some more edgy ones later on. But my first one is interior quality. And interior quality in cars. Because we've trashed the BMW X3 and the way it is and everything, and blah, 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 blah. And you see it in a lot of cars. I don't want to single out BMW because I know it's in every car, but we've driven a lot of BMWs recently, and that's where
correct.
we can see. It's like the 5 Series, where a few things from the previous one, now it's plastic, and or as well like in the Range Rover, Some things that were there, they're not there anymore. And people bash on the manufacturers, but I don't think it's the manufacturer's fault.
Whose fault is it then?
I think it's Europe's fault. Because...
Yeah, but this is not only a thing in Europe, cars.
Yeah, but all cars sold in Europe. And hear me out, because... Or it's not even like Europe in general, but Europe likes to be the front runner on this.
I hate that, but yeah.
They want to have all these electronics in the car and all these assistance systems and the speed limiter warnings and this and that. And at this point, I think there's like 10 or 20 different electronic systems
that needs to be mandatory.
That are mandatory, and they need to monitor either the car's speed, they need to monitor other drivers on the road, in front, in the back, on the side, because you also have side collision prevention. You have things monitoring the lines on the road, and there's so many, all kinds of different systems with different sensors, and it costs the manufacturers so much money.
So that they have to reduce costs somewhere else in order to keep the car affordable. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because if they would continue having the quality standard inside the interior as they would have done, the cars would probably be 10,000-20,000 euros more expensive. And if you look at
makes sense.
Let's say an M2, if you would have an M2 80k and have it like be up to standard of the previous one, 10,000-20,000 euros up, and you're looking at a car of 100,000 euros.
Yeah, but it's scary how fast that it went.
Or like an M3.
Because for example,
no one who wants to buy a 140,000 euro M3.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, makes sense.
So they have to cut costs somewhere. And I've talked with a few manufacturers, and they said it's scary how much it costs. And honestly, like, everyone hates them because they don't work really well. And they say like, yeah, but that's the best we can do within the regulations. And if we want to do it even better, it costs us so much more money. And the car.
But why don't the manufacturers all get together and be like, we cannot do this anymore. It's just getting too expensive for us. Customers don't necessarily want it because it also stuff like I hate it. For example, when I ordered the Alpine A390, I specifically didn't pick anything from driving assist or parking assist crap. Because it doesn't help you to become a better driver. It makes you a lazy driver. And you're not paying attention. You're just watching your phone more or playing with your infotainment stuff.
The only thing that I think is an okay one is like the do you need to take a break thing?
Yeah, fine.
That I think is quite a good one.
That's like more to it's to sensible people.
Yeah.
Like, hey, watch out, you're driving quite for 2-3 hours now.
Yeah, it's just like you've been driving for a long time. Maybe take like a 10-minute break, which is fine.
That's okay. I can live with it.
And it pops up once, and you can choose if you stop or if you continue.
But cars like when you don't use an indicator, it stops, or
or it's also intrusive.
On the steering wheel. I'm like, please. Or now with these brand new cars, if you're taking your eyes off the road, it's like immediately flashing out.
Yeah, I did also have the complaint, and I told it to Lucid as well.
Okay.
Is that I think the car reacts so quickly up to a line, even when you're not on it.
I hate it.
And they said, yeah, but at the moment we can't really do too much because that's the way the Europe or regulations have prescribed us to do it.
That's insane. And they know, and that's the scary part where car manufacturers know it.
Yeah. They know it's not as good as it should be, and it's very annoying. And I believe everyone who works inside there is they're so annoyed with all the regulations.
Yeah, because for example, if we it's funny, if you take, I don't know if you have paid attention to it, but the last time I picked up a BMW, I think it was a Z4 for the BMW Bell the press card stuff.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I in the settings immediately, if you push once, everything was deactivated immediately because
you have
it's like the preset stuff.
The central button indeed, but that is gone as well in new BMWs.
Luckily the Z4 is still old. But in the new BMWs you have to turn it. And
my guess is also that they weren't allowed to do that anymore from
really
regulations. Because
to make it as difficult as possible to turn off stuff.
Yeah, and make it as annoying. So
yeah, but that it doesn't make sense, man.
Because
it doesn't make sense.
Even like in the X3
why
now,
would you bother the driver that much?
In the X3 now, there's a lot of things to turn off, and it's all going.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's very annoying, and it doesn't help you to become a better driver. You know, at the end, what you want people who are able to drive cars because they're getting more powerful, they're getting faster. Even if we're not allowed to drive that fast anymore, but cars are getting faster, more horsepower,
and with the electric ones especially. Because
definitely with the electric. But people are not able to manage that amount of power anymore.
No, true. I saw a post this week from a guy, and he had a new electric car, and he was like, the big thing to me is the power, and I really need to watch out because people don't expect me to come this fast. I'm like, dude,
you're driving.
Yeah, you're driving.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the scary part, that all these safety feature items that are already just in these cars give us a fake safety feeling, a fake feeling of safety, or that I'm capable to manage or whatever amount of horsepower. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it's not.
Because then bad stuff happens.
And with cars becoming heavier as well, it's just cascading into a big mess, to be honest.
Exactly, yeah. People completely underestimate the weight of those cars too.
Maybe they're just wanting to push everything that far to say that, okay,
cars are dangerous.
As of now, every car is going to be a autonomously driving car.
Yeah, because cars are getting too dangerous and people don't know how to drive, and that's a real conspiracy theory, man.
It's a good one, right?
It's scary because it's happening.
Yeah.
Because you're not able to drive yourself anymore.
And as well, because the end cap is on it as well. Because you have a few certain things that are mandatory by Europe, but now the Euro NCAP is saying if you don't have these and these safety systems,
definitely
you're not getting 5 stars anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's all a bit of mafia stuff then.
Yeah,
definitely.
I remember even back in 2015, we had a Ford Mustang back home.
Cool car.
Like the
good one.
Yeah, the 2015 model was 2014 model, but V8 convertible manual.
Nice.
Super cool car. And it had a 3-star Euro NCAP rating.
Huh? Why?
Because it doesn't have pedestrian safety systems.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I do understand from like the pedestrian safety point. True.
But is it an unsafe car?
It was just in the sensors because it had like the hood that came up.
Yeah.
It's just like there's no sensors for pedestrian safety and some other things because it's an old school car.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't, and then you have the feeling that it's a bad or unsafe car, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because in the end, people will be like 3 stars, and they'll think, oh, if this car is gonna crash, I'm going to die. Yeah. That's basically what they think. Because back in the day, the NCAP was just about how well you would survive a crash
inside the car,
and the narrative inside the Euro NCAP for safety has changed. But people don't realize that.
Yeah. So now it's 50-50 about people inside and people outside.
I don't know what the difference is, but I think you're getting really punished if you don't put any like safety systems in, to the point that you're getting like probably 2 stars.
That's crazy. Some of it doesn't make any sense because
so if you have the
most
biggest
amount of
Volvo,
time,
which is the safest car, and then you just pull out all the safety systems, I think good luck getting 1 or 2 stars.
Oh, wow. It's insane.
So, and in some markets, because I don't think in Belgium it's that big of a topic anymore.
No.
Like the Euro NCAP.
No.
But in some markets, it's still something that...
I know in France, for example, it's like...
Yeah, they
big thing.
value really well. So it's a really important selling point. And then, if you don't want to produce a car with all these annoying systems because you don't want to annoy your customer, but then you can't sell them because everyone thinks your car isn't safe.
Yeah.
It's so screwed up.
Super weird. Super weird. So yeah, this is quite a good conspiracy theory, I think.
Yeah.
So Europe is
screwing us over once again.
On purpose, because they want all autonomous vehicles.
They haven't been screwing us over on purpose for the last...
Yeah, definitely. But this is just another...
Not getting too political, please no.
But this is just indeed another
They want to push us into autonomous driving cars and have strip us of our free will.
And
another bombshell.
Thank you guys for listening.
We hope you enjoyed this one. Feel free if you have some topics you want to discuss or have some things to discuss. If you have some insight on our conspiracy, please let us know.
All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Ik ben echt zo weer aan het